Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love Island The Morning After. You are joined today by me, Indiyah Polack.
And me, Amy Hart, all ready to dissect the drama from yet another juicy episode. We had a shock recoupling, we had Katie B in the villa. So much to talk about. And joining us for the last time this week, Nadia Jae. Have you had a good week?
Oh, the best, girls. Like
It's been
always,
good.
it's so good to chop it up with you guys. But really,
Yeah.
it's a lot going on. I'm overwhelmed.
I know. Just think
a lot.
next week you can just watch it in silence.
I'm probably going to phone you so that I don't lose my mind whilst I'm watching
Yeah,
it.
dial
I have
in
to
and
dial
we can talk
in.
about it.
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah.
need it. I need it.
Let's get into it. Potentially the last time we're going to talk about this. Shakira has ended it with Harry.
Yay!
Hallelujah!
Oh.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming and I feel like she handled it with grace, you know? She gave him enough chances and it just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I got to remove myself out of the situation and let you crack on,
He
mate.
still, she
Yeah.
literally said to him, go and get it on with Helena. He'd been saying, you know, we're so back and all this. And he was still saying, everyone in here wants me to be with Helena apart from me. We saw a lot of that in week 1 and week 2 where anytime Shakira or Helena would break it off with him, he would turn it back round to them. Like, you know when he used to say things like, well, I was going to have a nice chat with you tonight. I was going to kiss you tonight, but now you've ruined it because you've had a go at me and turned it back around on them. He did that again tonight. But Shakira felt a nice sense of calm. She's out of there.
Yeah.
They can have each other.
Yeah.
I think she was mentally checked out as well
Yeah.
because she did give it a good go and it gets to a point where, you know, you can't flog a dead horse.
No.
You know, and everyone around the villa knows what's going on and he's still trying to pull the wool over her eyes and it's like, you know what, babe? Let's
I'm
just
proud
pack
of
this
our
up.
girl. We were late on this, Shakira. Like we're like 2 days late. I'm glad that she did it in the calmest way possible. And I said this yesterday on the pod that like when a woman's done, it's very like deuces.
Yeah.
She was like, have fun. It's undeniable, isn't it? So off you go.
And she ended it with a hug.
Ended it with a hug. She was like, let's not be awkward. I just think Harry really should watch these episodes back because I don't know if he knows what he's saying. He actually said, I don't think I lied to you.
Yeah, and you know, I hate to
What?
throw the L word around, but there was a lot of lying going on.
Yeah.
Loads!
Like, there was a lot of lying where it's like, we literally have in 4K what you said.
Yeah.
But also, like you were saying, we've broken up. You know that you've hurt my feelings. Be like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry I did that. I'm going to explore things with Helena. I wish you the best of luck. Just make it mature.
Yeah.
You are 30. I'm going to kick him out of our 30s club at this point because like it looks embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like a 22-year-old is able to break up with you more maturely than you are able to do that. But also I think it's because he doesn't want to completely leave that off just
Yeah,
in case.
he doesn't want to completely close himself off.
I hope that history will remember that it was Shakira that ended it because a lot of time, because he's gone straight back to Helena, he's recoupled with Helena, if you're just sort of like skimming over the facts in like a year's time, you'd be like, oh yeah, because then obviously Harry and Helena got back together, so Shakira was really upset. And it's like, no, she ended it.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
ended it. But again, tonight, Helena was saying things that weren't actually true.
She was saying to the girls that Harry was like going to get rid of Shakira tonight. He's going to end it. He's going to end it.
The other thing she said was, when someone said, oh, are you going to go in the hideaway tonight? She went, no, we thought it wouldn't be a very good idea. No.
No.
You wanted to go in. Harry didn't think it was a good idea.
I do think they're better suited. It was a little bit like my stomach did churn ever so slightly.
Yeah.
But I can see the connection.
Yes.
But like I said, post-nut clarity is real. And when they finally have a bit of sexy time, what's going to happen on the other side of that?
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
only concern.
They have a great connection and I hope they're really happy together. I just think they could have gone about it a better way.
100%.
Yeah.
I didn't like that it was Shakira once again that had to go and pull Helena.
Helena's never pulled Shakira like
Not
for
once.
a decent chat.
But
and
you've
I
been
feel-
wearing her bikinis this whole time. In that villa, the boys talk to each other. The fact that those two hadn't sat down at all, for me was weird because it's like, I felt like Helena knew that a lot of the things that she said that weren't really true would have come out. It was super awkward to watch. Like, and then she was like, oh, give me a hug. And it was like,
I just wish Shakira, just for her own peace of mind, had sat them down together or called a whole Islander conference at the fire pit and said, right, what has Helena said? And then they'd have been like, she said that they're back together already. And then Harry would have been like, no, I never said that.
Do you know what I found really interesting? That all of the islanders were like, we were shocked at Shakira's response. And I was like, why? She's been told one thing by Harry. She didn't know anything and no one told her. And I just feel like that really upsets me because it's like no one has her back other than Tony.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, and Harrison.
She is the third wheel to them now.
Yeah, he's part of the
which
little family.
Could be dangerous.
Could all go dangerous, but we'll see. Halfway into another season full of unreal pre-loved and forecasts predict that summer is about to get even hotter. So it's that time to cool off and debrief all things Villa fashion with eBay. The temperature's rising for Shakira and Harry as they layered on the factor 50 with the chats, the flirts and the fits. She bought the vibes in a sleigh meshki dress while he brought back the iconic pink Stussy jacket to turn heads, worn previously by All-Star Series 1's Tom. Could this be the start of something new? While emotions ran high, count on Harrison and Tony to bring back the sweetness at their strawberry picking date. Tony stunned in a rat and boa accessorised with a Prada crochet bag, while Harrison kept it fresh in his Percival Cuban shirt and Obey shorts. Another match made in Pre-Loved. Looking to find your next summer love? Move on with Pre-Loved and eBay, sponsors of Love Island.
Last night, there was a shock recoupling, but was it really shocking?
It's always shocking in the daytime.
Shocking in the daytime. There was a few surprises. There was a few, I guess, new couples that I was shocked by.
Yeah.
But let's kick it off. We started off with Tommy and Emily. It was the boys choosing this time, and he picked Emily. Nothing surprising there. They're still going strong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Obviously, we've got Casa Amor coming now, as we've seen at the end of last night's episode. So I think this recoupling is to get everyone into the places they need to be at the start of Casa.
Yeah.
So, Tommy and Emily, how do we think they're going to fare at Casa Amor? I mean, there was nothing new. We know they like each other. We know they're getting on well. They're still quite early days, but they seem to be quite settled.
Yeah.
Casa Amor's coming. How do we think they're going to
Tommy
fare?
said to Harry, like, yeah, you know, I'm looking to explore connections. And I was like, who said that? What is he talking? So I think that was to set up the
He's
fact
just
that
put in the
he's
little-
going to like start
Yeah.
speaking to other girls,
The little
as he
feelers.
should. Tommy could do anything at this point. The rest of them are so diabolical
Yeah.
that literally Tommy could just be like, have 5 girls, and I'd be like, oh bless him,
Yeah.
he's just looking after them all. So I'm
He
happy for him.
deserves it.
Yeah, he
He's had a
does.
rough time.
Like I say, he's very clear on his intentions, and it never comes from a bad place from what I've seen. So I'm happy for Tommy to explore. Why not?
Yeah, he deserves it.
What about
I think.
Emily?
I think same with Emily. I think, to be fair, both of them have had a pretty rough ride, and I feel like they only got together because of circumstances. Their couples got together, so they
Wife
were kind
swap,
of like,
yeah.
you know, collateral damage. Let's just do it and talk to each other.
Yeah.
They should both explore. I don't think they have anything that's like unbreakable. I think they're just two nice people that just want to coast around for a bit.
I mean, I think the only thing that Emily might find hard in Casa Amor when you've got everyone is sort of single and everyone's up for grabs because the others are a lot louder and a lot more like, I'm going to go for this.
Yeah.
She might find that a bit hard.
Yeah. There'll be boy bombshells coming in, so I guess
Yeah.
they will be very intentional, so she won't really feel like she's having to graft that much because it's going to be the boys grafting
Yeah,
more.
but there's a
Yeah.
lot of women, there's a lot of girls,
Yeah.
there's a lot of characters.
And literally got 2 couples that are sort of locked
Already
off.
locked off, yeah.
So, and you know, I think Connor recoupling 7,000 times when Emily expected him not to, I think that kind of knocked her a little bit. She's kind of in like Shakira's boat a little bit
Yeah.
if she's not careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Dejon and Meg. They're unstoppable. Nothing can break us now.
Apparently.
Do you have anything you wish to say?
All right, he likes Meg. You know, I was a little bit shocked. It's gotten to like, 3 days since Billy Kiss has come in and he's made it pretty clear now that he's not interested. But I think everyone in the villa is like sort of, well, it was pretty obvious you were into her. I didn't really like the argument they had in the den. I feel like he was being so defensive for no reason because everything that Billy Kiss was saying was pretty true. I think he's not actually been pretty honest with himself. He's not been honest with Meg. Even Meg herself has seen the connection and that there was a bit of flirting there and whatever. So I don't know what this wall is about.
I've never heard him speak to any of the girls like
Never.
that.
No, I was thinking like when Meg's been really going at him for no reason.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, he's spoken to Melisha or whatever and she's like going at him like fire, or that Yaz said as a joke, do you want to have a threesome? He's always just been like, yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was
I'm
like
sorry.
a personality transplant.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
literally was like, are we watching the same person? I don't know what triggers him with Billy Kiss. You know, well, I'm saying now that I would never speak to you. That is not what you were saying 2 days
It's
ago.
not. It absolutely was
He
not.
was literally sat there, would you like to get to know me?
Do you think this is just a case of him actually feeling a bit embarrassed because he got called out on his BS?
Yeah, but why would you be embarrassed? It's Love Island. You've told Meg that you, and we have seen this, by the way. And the thing
Yeah.
is, I was on Dejon's side until about 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So he's been the only one that's been like, Meg, I'm with you, but I'm going to explore.
Yeah.
He's done it respectfully. He wasn't in bed with anyone. He hasn't tongue kissed. So why all of a sudden are you so angry that Billy
Yeah.
Kiss is saying, hey, you haven't told me that you're not interested. Maybe you should close things off. And he's just
Yeah.
like, lost the plot. I just don't know what's going on. And I don't know if he just feels attacked because maybe he knows he should have closed things off with Meg at the moment.
Yeah.
And then when someone calls you out on it, I mean, that's not my defense mechanism, but I think that's what we're seeing.
It defo did look like some sort of defense mechanism and him being called out and he's just sort of like, you want to stay with Meg, but you know deep down you could have went about this
But
a lot
why do you
differently.
want to stay with Meg? It's making it
Well-
really difficult for us to see this as just a connection now. I just think the disrespect
The disrespect
of Billy
is
Kiss is
uncalled
not
for.
necessary.
It's- yeah.
Even Connor, he respectfully showed his disdain to how he felt Billy Kiss responded to the situation, which is fine. You're allowed to get the ick on certain things. I'm not mad at that at all, but that was respectful.
Yeah.
What Dejon did was not. He definitely owes her an apology.
It was very triggering, and it was very sort of like, it was a bit of a hard watch.
It's a bit icky.
It was a little bit,
It's a bit, you know,
yeah.
no.
Obviously, with the start of Casa Amor, it was Meg that's read out the text of the girls' names. We'll talk about the big Casa Amor twist at the end of the episode.
Yes.
So keep watching. But do you think, obviously, they're not going to have a chance to have a conversation now about being closed off. Do you think Dejon's just going to shout across the fire pit, "We're closed off now"?
This is what you said yesterday. It's important to have these conversations so everyone knows where they stand.
No,
because
absolutely.
you don't know what's going to happen the next day. So what are you going to do now? Go into Casa and be like, well, I'm not closed off, so I'm still open. I'm just going to get... No, because if I was a Casa girl, I'd be looking at Dejon like, you don't know what you're doing. You're messing around with everybody. So I don't even want to get to know you because you don't know who you are. And if your connection with Meg is that strong, what are you doing? Like, he's not a safe bet anymore. Whereas before, I think he was more desirable. I think now he's kind of ruined it. 2 girls in. You've
And I
treated
think
them
also,
a bit badly.
Casa girls will be a bit more like intrigued to like kind of like sway his head if he did close himself up with Meg. But the fact that he's gotten so far and he still can't commit to Meg, the Casa girl's going to look at him like, you're nearly 4 weeks in and you're not closed off.
Yeah,
you know?
good point, actually.
You can't commit to Meg, who you love so much. You're not going to commit to me, you know?
Well, I look forward to seeing how they all behave. Who knows? We might have a turn off the books. Meg might meet someone
Meg
in Casa
might
Amor.
meet
So just love that, but I don't believe that.
I wonder if someone in there and like just really went for her and was like, he obviously doesn't like you. He would have closed it off with you by now. Like,
They
let
might.
me show you.
Because I also still think she does deserve someone
She
that will
does,
close her off.
because I do think she does want that from Dejon. Like sometimes she does like put in little feelers, like, you know, you've had that conversation now, so what next?
Yeah.
Harrison and Tony, they seem to be in a good place. They're snogging in bed on top of each other and everything. But seeing those new girls, I think Harrison is going to be like a kid in a sweet shop.
He wants Shakira.
He does.
And you know what's so sweet? When I see Tony and she's like balled up into him like a little teddy bear, and I'm like, oh, babe, this is not him.
Do you think she has any clue?
I think if she asked herself honestly, she would come to that conclusion. I just think that she needs to be a bit realistic when Casa that Casa is here.
I think she will explore in Casa though, because I think also she hasn't had like a straight and narrow journey. And even though things are picking back up with Harrison, I do feel like she will remember how much it took for her to just get him to be in this position right now. So
and his head will be turned. Like, let's not be silly.
Yeah.
Helena and Harry are back together. He said she's the female version of me.
Don't know if that's a compliment.
I do believe it's true though. They are exactly the same, and I think that's why it's working out. They are 2 balls of sexual energy and they want to do things with each other, and they just both have an itch that needs to be scratched. So
They would have definitely been in the hideaway last night had they not have been coupled up, and then it's like, oh, we now can't go in there. Do we think their end game, do we think they're going to look at anyone else in Casa?
Oh, good question.
when Helena went for the sleepover, she found it very hard to take Harry off of her mind.
But she did
So-
bring back G.
She did bring back G, but I feel like that was kind of like collateral damage.
I don't think she'll turn her head. I think she's got what she wants now.
I don't know.
I feel like now that she is with Harry, she might explore, because I feel like when she was in the sleepover, she didn't have him. But now that she's got him, it's like, okay, I've got him where I want. I know that he's not actually a serious candidate, so let me actually still do my thing, because he's probably going to do
100%.
his as well.
They're the same person.
Yeah.
So I just can't imagine that she's going to be like, oh, my Harry. No, she knows who Harry is. I think that they both might explore.
We'll see on Sunday, in Sunday's episode, we saw in the little spoiler that Harry's ex is one of the new Casa bombshells.
Yes.
So if Helena actually catches wind of that, we don't know yet if she's found out. If she does find out, that will defo push her to explore Casa more.
Or will it push her to be like, that's my Harry, I'm not going anywhere? Also, if the girls are leaving the villa,
Yes, they will.
then that means that all bets are off. So then he probably can go in the hideaway, because I still think that Harry is just really horny. Now, it's a lot easier to just have sex with your ex.
It's true, 'cause it doesn't add to your body count.
No.
And you know him, you know
them.
don't really have to teach him anything.
Helena's not going to be there. So therefore, it's like a whole new lad's holiday.
Yes.
With your ex-girlfriend.
At home.
Yeah. But as we know, even if you both explore at Casa, it can all work out okay in the end.
Like, you know, 3 years down the line nearly. So sometimes
the best
explore.
heartbreaker win.
Yes, and I still won.
Yay.
No shade.
And then a surprise couple, Giorgio and Billy Kiss.
You know what? Obviously, I feel like they don't have a connection, but I really did like Giorgio's speech. You know, he said, I think she's beautiful, she deserves a chance. And I think, why not? You know, I don't think they will have anything per se.
No.
but it was a cute speech.
Also, they're just about to go to Casa, but it also makes it easier for the Casa people because they're like prime targets.
Yes,
So
at
you're in a
least
friendship couple, prime target.
Yeah,
like
they're definitely going to be coming back with somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 more prime targets, Ben and Shakira.
No.
Yeah, this one has my cranium baffled, I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what to say. We've all had our ups and downs, but I'm just going to have to just choose one.
What? He could have said, this girl's had a hard time. There's nothing romantic between us, but it'd be nice to spend some
But that
time
would be a
together.
lie.
That's not in Ben's nature.
Yeah, that he thinks they're going to get married. Like, in his
you think
mind,
so?
this is bae,
Yeah.
this is hun, this is wife. She's just playing hard to get. And I noticed that when they were talking after the recoupling, and he's like, let's try and not argue so that we can, like, see where things are going. And
Yeah, and Shakira's like, what?
Emotional intelligence? Are we in the room? Like
Like,
no, I
Do you
don't
think
like
Ben's
you like
seen
that.
Helena and Harry sort of go apart together,
Yes.
apart together,
And
apart
he's
together.
thinking
he's
it's
like,
his
oh,
turn.
that's the same as us.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
like us.
Dejon did say in bed, oh, it's nice to see
Have them back.
Have
Yeah.
them back. And he's talking about Ben and Shakira,
Yeah.
and Shakira's like this, and Ben's like,
Yeah.
like really excited.
As she said in the beach hut, it's not his behaviour that was the
Yeah.
issue, it's the intellectual difference.
substance.
Yeah, the substance.
Is she sure she hasn't been on this planet before? Because
She's
that,
an old
she is
soul.
an old soul, 22 years old and talking like that.
She's an old soul.
I rate her.
And finally, Connor and Yasmin. Now that was
surprising.
That was surprising. But it is the best way to get to know someone.
Yeah.
Sleep in a bed with them.
Yeah.
Or stick it on them on the terrace.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's not also nice because Billy Kiss had no idea. Like, we shouldn't be in a place where
We're shocked.
we're all shocked. Everyone was shocked. Like, I
Yeah.
just think it wasn't nice because it blindsided Billy Kiss.
Yeah, I agree.
And even Yaz was like, me?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
We were all like, what? Because they
so-
had a good date.
And also, you haven't shown any interest in
In
Yaz
Yasmin ever.
to the point where even she was shocked.
Yeah.
But she's a good time girl, so she's here for a
Yeah.
sunbathe and a snog, and I love that for her. But I do think that it was a bit shady.
It was a bit
Yeah.
shady.
Just a little bit.
I feel like this is in Connor's nature though, because I feel like this isn't the first time where he hasn't been as open and honest about how he feels about someone straight away. We kind of saw it with like him and Emily. It took him a long while to actually cut it off and be like, hey, I actually don't want to do this anymore.
Well, he tried.
So-
He just spoke in riddles.
Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
didn't get it.
So even when he was standing up around the fire pit about to choose Yasmin, you could see the look on his face. And I feel like he was thinking to himself, crap, I should have spoken to Billy Kiss first.
Yeah. He had a good date with Billy Kiss, but her date was better with Dejon. And when him and Shakira were sat at the table watching them date, they were a bit like, oh, wow, like they look like they're having a really good time.
Yeah.
Then obviously he came back to the villa and he stood up to couple up with her. Amazing. I mean, Alima went home for no reason, but, we'll move on.
Steaming.
But then still in challenges and stuff, she's still going on about Dejon and why don't you want to get to know me and stuff. And it's a bit
Yeah.
like Connor put himself out there, sent Alima home, like at least give him all of your energy, maybe, just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, I think you're
And I feel
right.
like men
was gonna
don't like being an
It's an
option.
ego thing. But I do respect that he was like, not for me. I'm going to go off.
Yeah.
But like you said, those conversations need to be had
Yeah.
with both women so that no one's like
No one
completely
feels
shocked.
that way.
I think it's sad though that we didn't have a couple of days with Connor and Yaz being coupled up to see if they did have a connection. Because they're coupled up now, we're going straight into Casa and they'll probably meet new people in
Yeah,
Casa.
they're not even going to bother. I don't think they will anyway. So I just feel like it's no love, no time lost because I
No.
feel like they know themselves. Even in his recoupling speech, it's like, you know what? I've never really had a chance to speak to her. It's kind of like, well, now or never. I don't think he has high expectations himself.
I'm
Agreed.
obsessed with everyone else though when they're getting to know people. It takes such a long time and they're like, I'm going to kiss them on the terrace. Jasmine was like, should we go?
Should we go?
Should we go?
Sign up
Should we
snog?
do
Let's
it?
try it out. See
Quickly?
there's a spark?
Yeah.
Cool, let's
Why
go.
not?
Sunday night.
Da 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 da.
What we've all been waiting for. We've got some
Casa
fresh
Amor.
meat. And we've obviously got a Casa Amor twist this time.
Yes.
Yes.
So usually, if you've never watched Love Island before, because some people are new, normally the girls or the boys will get taken off to a new villa and then the new bombshells, 6 boys and 6 girls, will come into the 2 separate villas, main villa and Casa Amor. And then, you can couple up, you have days to get to know each other. And then at the end of Casa Amor, you decide whether you're going to stick with your partner or twist and pick someone new that you've met in Casa Amor.
Yeah.
But not this year.
No.
The Islanders had their very own first look, didn't they?
Savage.
So the Casa Amor girls will come onto the balcony with the OG girls still there.
And one of them being Harry's ex.
That was a lot.
But they got to see them, and I think that is going to be so good because when you don't know what's in the other villa, you think like there might not be anyone that's my boyfriend's type. There might
Yeah.
not be anyone, for them. But to see them there in full Technicolor on the balcony and
Literally.
be like,
It's like, that's
my
his
other
type,
half
that's
will
his
really
type.
like that one and
That
really
one,
like that
yeah.
one and
Yeah.
really like that one. I think it's going to make the girls more adventurous in
I think
Casa.
it does. I think
Do
that
you
will frazzle your head.
reckon?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
As in, you think it will make the girls want to explore more
Yes.
with the
Yeah,
guys?
because also they are all stunning.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go and read their profiles on the way home.
Yeah, same.
Nobody's closed off yet.
Yeah.
It's week 4. We've got hardly any couples, and I think it will make the girls be like, actually, I owe it to myself.
Yeah, you owe it to us, to be honest
Yeah.
with you guys. Like, we need some love connections. I want to see some flirting. It's weird because when I was watching Helena and Harry in the Hideaway, Triple H, I was like, I kind of like this, but I don't want it to be them two. I want to see some flirting. I want to see some kissing. I want to be like, oh my God. Like, I want to be in the group chat talking about how people's connect. This is why we were so excited about Billy Kiss and Dejon.
Yeah,
because we
it's
saw a
new.
connection.
Yeah.
We saw
Yeah.
vibes. Everyone's giving old married couple at the moment, and no
Yeah.
one's even in an actual couple.
No.
Yeah.
I really hope that the girls just go for it. Like Shakira, I want her to have all the men.
She was sweeping up when she first
Yeah.
came in. All of the guys were at her feet.
Absolutely.
So she's got the absolute power to do it again in Casa
I want
Amor.
Tony to do it. I want Helena to find a guy that actually likes you more than just saying, oh, you've got a red bikini on, you look hot. Her and Meg.
Yeah.
That you can do better than men who don't want to close off with you and
Yeah.
just about choose you.
Yeah, I think they all deserve that.
You need to see what it looks like when you choose better for yourself.
Yeah.
I would really like the girls to come back empowered.
Another layer that's been added this year as well is that normally we start Casa Amor with 12 islanders, 6 girls, 6 boys. We have 6 new girls, 6 new boys. This year we're starting with 14, so we've got
Yeah.
7 and 7, but only 6 Casa girls. And obviously, don't know, but I'm guessing if we only got 6 Casa girls, 6 Casa boys, so there's actually not enough to go round. Oh. So, you know, if everyone wanted to explore, not everyone could bring someone back.
Fantastic.
of
Mass
fighting,
dumping,
you know?
mass dumping,
Dumping.
mass dumping. Good. Get your graft on, pull up your socks, go and get who you want. Whoever's left is who's left. But
Gonna
get
have to fight
grafting
for
and get us excited again. I need
Exciting.
it.
It's all a numbers game, and I love it.
Well, girls, that's it for today. What a lovely Saturday morning. What a good old
know.
chat.
It
you
all
know?
starts the weekend.
Yeah.
See.
Well, also, Nadia, that also means it's, our last week and day with you.
Yeah, my hon. Boo-hoo. It's been a really exciting week to
It
comment
has.
on. So
Yeah.
I'm actually happy. We've done this. The emotions have
Yeah.
gone up and down.
It's been a roller coaster.
It
And a
has
good
been.
girly chat as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I
good to
love
have
it.
the girly opinions.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you to all of you for joining us this week as well. I will be on After Sun tomorrow night at 10 p.m, straight after the main show, which is on ITV2 at 9 p.m. And we'll be back here Tuesday morning, same time, same place. See you then. Mwah.